Yes, sir.
Mickey War.
Yes, sir, skis.
Yeah.
Welcome back, MikiDz podcast episode 65.
We rolling them out, man.
65.
Yeah.
It's always nice when you hit like a 5 or a 0, right? It's like
Or a foe.
feels like a checkpoint or a 4.
It feels like a completion.
Yeah, it feels like
Everything works in 5s and 10s and 20s and 15s.
right. So it's a little lap. It's a lap.
Yeah.
The guy with the little cloud comes down in Mario Kart. It's a lap.
Yeah.
Good signs.
So last week we had our Netflix and chill segment, which was pretty funny. What are you watching with what's your Netflix and chill go to with a girl? And we have a response. We had a lot of responses from that. Like everyone just told
No,
their 2 cents.
rephrase that. You had a lot of responses.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
Let's keep
No
it
one
funky.
hits me and Mickey up.
Nobody talks to
That's
us.
because they watch the boxing videos that we post.
Like if I'm gonna fight him, it's gonna be Dainjazone. Yeah,
Dainjazone ain't boxing.
He hasn't shown me his hands yet. I'll take my
He's not
chances.
showing no workout videos. I don't know.
Yeah. You ain't doing shit at home. But
You are looking a little smaller.
yes. So Phenom, shout out to her, LA DJ. She I asked her to drop a mix for us on Pitbull's Globalization, and she said, "Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the opportunity. And oh yeah, in your Netflix and chill thing, if you start a series, she will think that you want a relationship." And I said, that's interesting because that could you could be not boxing, but boxing her into, oh, you got to come back and finish this. You got to come back and watch the next 8.
Yeah.
You know,
that's
so
true.
It depends on what your game plan is.
Left and hearing at the crib.
I can see that.
You forgot your mask.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You can say that could be a good thing because now you be like, listen, girl, I'm here for the long. You can look at it and be like, I'm here for the long run, girl. You know what I'm saying? It's 10 seasons of this show.
Right.
I'm here for the
and
long
that should be
run.
telling to her like, hey, this new thing called Ratchet, that's new series. Is that something you want to jump into? And then,
That's what you watching?
we actually just started that. It's definitely not my cup of tea, but I'm here for different things. So we're like 5 episodes.
You open to it?
I'm open to trying new different.
You gotta be careful sometimes though. Like when women or men, right? We'll make this safe, right? We're balanced here. But like if like the storyline like triggers a like childhood situation.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because in Ratchet they're talking about their mom getting raped. And,
Oh man, yeah. See,
and
turn it off. Yeah,
they're getting the kids are getting even. Like
that's the type of show that you watch when you're already in a relationship.
Yeah.
Right.
A few years.
Yeah, y'all years in.
Yeah, we'll circle back to the season 4.
Did I ever tell you about where I made this girl cry on our first date?
Damn,
Jesus.
That's how we started off. Let's go.
just because it's sensitivity thing.
Yeah.
I remember, and look, everybody goes through a different situation. Everybody goes through so I'm not judging at all. And she had a situation with her father, not being present, and it's really common. And then I had learned from a previous relationship what kind of that meant at some point, or at least what I thought it meant.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point I just said, oh no, I understand that you have a high standard for the men that come into your life because the only man you wanted to love you didn't.
God damn, bro. Shit.
I don't know if that's a wah-wah.
Shit, his drop for that. Let him know who said it.
Let me take it.
No, but I'm saying like I get what you're trying to do,
know what I'm
but
saying?
it's just like it was
the
just
first
too
day
much.
to
It was too much to digest
Shit.
for her. And again,
yo.
you don't know where she is with that.
Okay, I'll give you this. So the only reason I even felt comfortable about this was because it was somebody that I was going to church with. And so there's like a lot of like depth and just different things. Like,
Okay, you
you
thought
feel
she
like,
could handle it.
No, it's matured and she's
Yeah.
a very empowered woman. And so when I brought it up, it was kind of like, she's like, no, you're right. But obviously she
It's
dealt
still
with
emotional.
the conversation was just like, oh wow, that was like deep. And
Damn.
I'm like, yo, my bad. Anyway.
Now, not to get too deep into this, but when the significant other or the girl you're on a date with, when she fucks up off rip, I know she owes me one.
She owes you one?
Yeah, I feel like she like remember when we did your birthday?
Oh, girl.
And I brought the new girl, and she was
bad, too.
plastered. She threw
Yeah.
up on the way home, and I was like, oh yeah, she's gonna get me for that one.
Mhm.
She gonna owe me for that one.
Listen, Remember when you embarrassed me about my boy's birthday?
No, I don't hold it over her head, but I know she's gonna be more giving.
But you said that. I remember you hit me the next day and being like, "Yo, she was mad apologetic and shit."
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
absolutely. Yeah, she was.
No, I just want to know if you hold the credit towards a sexual favor.
No,
like
but I feel like if
why not?
if her
Shit,
moral compass will be like,
seems unhealthy.
you know, I don't owe him, but I need to
make this up.
I need to, because that's just naturally you want to make something up when someone.
yeah.
Right.
However, whatever your story is of making something up.
Absolutely.
But yeah, moving on. So last week we another bunch of DJs hitting me up about this video from this DJ where the blends weren't so smooth and he still posted it, and we expressed that our concern wasn't so much with him, but it was with the 50 comments that were below, or 60 comments that were below, with all the fire emojis, and how in disbelief on how amazing the blends were. And we got a lot of DJs hit me up saying, "Yo, who's the kid?" And I'm just like, "Nah, man, it's not the kid.
It's not about the
It's
kid.
not the guy.
Yeah,
The kid gets a little more credit, if anything.
And
because he
we
posted.
right, and we said that we shot the kid a DM. We said, "Hey, we figured out what would be the best way to convey our concerns." We shot him a DM, and we're expecting this kid to flip us off or motherfuck us out of his DMs, but he actually had a response that was appreciative.
It really was.
Rell's got it for us.
Yeah, so he said, basically he was like, "Yo, I actually appreciate you taking the time to write this. It's great to hear the thoughts from someone in the industry, and with experience looking back, I realized it well and disappointed." Long story short, because it's a hefty message. He said he appreciated it, and the reason why he was submitting those mixes, he was submitting those transitions for, I believe, some sort of competition or some deadline or something like that.
There's a lot of competitions out
and
now,
it was a short deadline. He said himself he didn't feel comfortable posting that, but at the time he didn't have much time to get it done.
Right.
Yeah.
So he just put it out there. You know what I mean? So that's what it wasn't. And he wasn't trying to make an excuse for it.
Yeah.
He definitely was extremely appreciative of the feedback that we gave him.
Yeah.
And he was just like, I just put this out there. I personally wasn't comfortable with it, and I appreciate, you guys giving me the feedback and the criticism, you know what I mean, and not coming off like an asshole or a hater or anything like that.
Right.
So for someone who we assume is a young cat in this industry,
we don't know.
We don't know.
keep calling him kid, but that's only because me and Joe got gray hair.
Yeah. Yeah, no stress in my life. Anyways, so yeah, he said that he was very appreciative, and he was like, it means a lot that we took the time to write out a response.
Wait, did he follow us after
that? He did not. Believe it or not. So that's why when DJcity made the clip, I was kind of iffy about posting that clip on the
MikiDz one,
the MikiDz account.
Yeah, make sure to follow us at MikiDz Show,
right?
MikiDz
because
Show.
I assumed after that he was going to follow us, right? Now he could have followed us, and I just didn't catch it.
Sure.
So I was like, we just had this great, conversation or interaction with him. The last thing I want to do is just post this clip of us.
Yeah, shit on.
And if you just watch the 1 minute clip, it looks like we're shitting on him.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you don't watch it, so I was like, I'm not gonna post this clip on our page.
Right.
Yeah. Real quick, if those, he gave his reasons why he rushed it out. If look, guys, don't rush anything. Like if it sounds like that, and again, no disrespect, but if it doesn't sound like it's tight and at your best, and like Mickey said, putting your best foot forward, then don't rush it out. Because if it's for a contest, I don't know. I'm not the judges of this contest, but I'd like to think if I had a contest and I saw that, I'm going to ignore it. Like as soon as I hear those first few fumbles, like no way I can give this guy the win when others are sending me clean versions of a tight mix. So yeah, piece of advice to you younger guys.
It could be the reason for all the comments. Maybe he was like, "Yo."
But is it okay? You might be right, but I like to think it's not a popularity contest. It's.
But
I don't want to get into the terms
because
it might expose. And if you really want to go, you can connect it back to him.
Going to go run down a rabbit hole.
I like to think that it's more based on skills and showing how dope you are, as opposed to a popularity thing.
But on his side, I mean, it was probably one of his highest engagement posts.
Yeah.
I would think.
Probably.
It got more engagement than I would say most of our DJ posts.
Yeah. I mean,
as far as comments go, don't get me wrong. When you comment back, it counts as a comment too. But like, you know, I think for him, and considering, you know, I'm not going to give into how many followers he has, but considering the followership, the ratio is pretty solid. So to him, it could have been looked as successful. We just had to kind of put our 2 cents, because if we're going to talk about you, we're going to at least speak to you about it.
Yeah. And again, it wasn't, our issue wasn't with him.
No.
Because we were just trying to get a better understanding of what he was trying to accomplish, because we were confused. Our issue was with all the comments being like, this, because we were like, fire emojis?
Right.
Are we missing something?
Right.
Like, so we reached out to him. So yeah, basically I responded back to him and I was just like, yo, you know, I appreciate you, you know, you receiving the criticism so well and being a student in this game like the rest of us. You know, we constantly preach about how the OGs in this industry bitch and complain about the upcoming DJs, but never offer any guidance. And that's something that, you know, we never wanted to do. And I just told him, you know, keep grinding and keep at it.
Yeah.
And, you know, he responded with, thank you. You know, he's appreciative. And that's something that...
Well, he earned our respect.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. 100%. Like I said, we thought that this cat was going to come at us and be like, who the fuck are y'all? Fuck you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, blah. You see how many comments I got that said this shit is fire? Right. You know what I mean? Like, and again... Mm-hmm. That's probably a way that we probably could have responded if someone would have said that shit to one of our posts. Right. You know what I'm saying? We could have ignored it. We could have been like, check our credentials, motherfucker, or you know, whatever. We could have hit him with that, because again, we don't know him.
A second podcast shit for half an hour.
We don't know him. He don't know us. So like, you know, it could have been left up. But yo, shout out to him. He definitely earned more respect for the way he responded and how he took it in.
Well, there was one comment on our YouTube where a guy said, he came off like an OG, and I thought this probably would have been an even better way to approach it. But he said, and he was speaking to me, he said, if you would have first, you should have offered criticism.
Yeah, I agree. As
opposed to saying, hey, this is where you fucked up, or this is where I saw your mistakes. Because especially this day and age, you know, people aren't, they say they want criticism and all that, but I think a lot of people don't. So, hey, I noticed some things. Can I offer some criticism to you to help you become a better DJ?
Yeah.
Let me. What do you got? You know, because and maybe if we would have said that, we wouldn't have expected a fuck you in return.
True, absolutely.
Because now we're opening it up to you either say yes or no, and if no. Cool, we tried.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely, 100%.
You know,
yeah, I think that would have been a way better approach. And you know, we're learning just like he was. So
yeah,
it's just we complain about something, so we're trying to find a solution.
On
how to approach it.
Look, man, just like everything else, we're just figuring it out as we go.
Exactly.
So clubs in it looks like it's one specific club owner in Indianapolis, and shout out to DJ. I think is Rincon. Is it Rincon? I think it's Rican.
Rican? Oh, Rican.
Yeah,
like
out in Indianapolis. Yeah. Resident DJ for multiple clubs out there. And he shot us this article on a bar. He says, bar owners suing the mayor and others. So I'll read a little bit of it. The owners of more than a dozen bars and nightclubs filed a lawsuit Tuesday against the city of Indianapolis, Mayor Joe Hogsett, and Marion County Public Health Department and Dr. Virginia Kane for stringent and inflexible business restrictions that have led to millions of dollars in losses over a period of just a few months. Among the allegations in the lawsuit are that the defendants violated the bar owners' constitutional rights of equal protection by singling out their business to bear the brunt of months-long business closures and over strict capacity requirements, while other businesses, including restaurants, were allowed to remain open at a greater capacity. And this is real interesting because honestly, none of this shit makes sense. I go to a restaurant and my family, who's probably 10 deep at the time, can't put the second table closer because it's not 6 feet. But I can literally turn around and shake the hand of the guy behind me who's 3 or 4 feet away. And we asked him about that, and the manager at the time was like, I know it doesn't make sense. We can bring them a little closer, but we're just doing our best to not piss anybody off.
And they don't want to get fined.
And they don't want to get fined. So yeah, like I hear what these owners are saying, and I've actually shout out to Rell nightclub. Their name is something, they're called Envy now, but I spun there once, so I'm familiar with the owner and a handful of those DJs out there. So shout out to them because they're tied into this. But yeah, and then another situation I saw, we shouldn't just read headlines, but someone shot me a screenshot of Planet Fitness set to be the first gym to open in California. And, you know, we had funny comments to say about that. I said they probably have the least amount of subscribers to their gym, so that's why they're allowed to open. But it doesn't make sense. You know, you think about the politics in it. Maybe the mayor or the governor has, you know, his wife is getting big and she needs to go, you know, he's trying to convince her to go back to the gym.
You think she's a Platinum Fitness member?
Yeah, maybe she's a Platinum Fitness. Or he's trying to get his kids back in the gym. So it's just like, I'll open up the gym for you guys. You know, I don't know. I'm talking shit. But there's always politics involved in everything. What do you guys have? What takes you guys have on that?
I agree. I mean, I agree with the club owners. It's if you're going to shut down businesses, shut down all businesses. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in a dilemma. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair that you call a restaurant essential.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to be like, hey, you can do delivery.
Yep.
You can do pickup. You know what I mean? That's one thing. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to being like, you're still allowing them to dine in, even if it is outdoors.
Yeah.
Right.
They're still able to run a business. They're still able to keep their, you know, employees working and able to pay them and then make money off of tips and et cetera, while you got nightclubs who bartenders, you know, bar servers, bar backs, you know, bottle servers, women and guys all are out of a job right now for months.
Yeah.
Because that establishment doesn't sell food.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's all just for entertainment and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I agree with them 100%. You know what I mean? From not only from a DJ's perspective, but also from a business perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was a business owner and you telling me that I can't open, my business can't be open, but the business next door can? What? Are you fucking crazy? I'm burning the whole block down.
Yeah.
Like, that's just where I'm at with it. So I completely understand. I don't know if suing them is going to do anything. I don't know.
It's going to raise some awareness.
Yeah, I think if that's what they're trying to accomplish, that's what their goal is, then absolutely, that's definitely a great approach to it. I don't know if you're going to get any actual money from it.
I mean, I feel like you're going to irritate the city. Like, when it comes back, like, and now it's only going to get stricter. But I mean, it's a Hail Mary, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, most of these businesses, unless there's other programs that are going to come back in for a second round of funding, PPP or any SBA loans or whatever, like, I think a lot of those companies don't really have an option, right?
Yeah.
You got to give this your last chance, or else what are you going to do? You know? And then ultimately, I mean, probably one of the funniest things I've seen is on some sporting events how they seat people, and that's like the ultimate, like, this is dumb as fuck.
Yeah,
is like, okay, so the virus doesn't travel vertically because they got you spaced out every 6 feet, but there's like a person right behind you, you know, but it just happens to every 5 seats or a family or whatever, right? Like, I live in an apartment complex, and, you know, whatever, there's like there's 2 elevators to our building, and it's limited to 2 people or 1 family, I think it is. And it's just like crazy, man. Like, this whole, like, you got to like size someone up and be like, all right, well, you're not wearing a mask, so you got to be cool. Like, right? Like, or you're like, all right, fine, I'll throw my mask on. Yeah. Or you could throw your mask on, somebody's gonna like, nah, I don't feel comfortable. I'm like, fuck you then.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I mean, what it sounds like, what it just comes down to is, I don't know if Indianapolis is a red or blue state, but you got to vote. You know, like, you get the right people in there to make the right decisions. And rest in peace, Breonna Taylor. Everyone's up in arms about the verdict of that. And I said on Twitter, vote. Like, I got nothing else to say. There's nothing more you can say. they're rioting, they're reacting. You got to listen to the people. I think if you're the system, people will tell you what they want, and we haven't seen. Not to get too deep, but we haven't seen anything like this
because they don't give a fuck what the people want.
The early 90s. So, and there's a reason for that. Like, I'm not saying that people have been happy since, but this bad, there's a reason for it. And you got to vote. That's all you can do.
Yep.
But yeah, I feel for those guys. And I'm sure they'll figure their way out of that.
Yeah.
But
so Indianapolis is not. They're similar. Their restrictions or guidelines are similar to like Cali, right? I'm assuming.
I don't know. I don't know if it's. Yeah, I don't know because Cali we're still closed. But you mentioned Mickey that we're opening up soon. Or you caught wind of something?
Or they're slowly starting to open up. Or
yeah,
I've heard on the streets that by the streets I mean like one of my lawyer friends that there's a lot of money being moved to other cities. It could be, I think, Texas or Atlanta, specifically in the Hollywood world. And, obviously that's a big part of the economy here in California.
Yeah.
So big money in that world is starting to lose patience in wanting to work or shoot or do anything here. So there's a lot of pressure happening right now to things to get back to opening back up.
Newsom, get your shit together, bro.
Yeah, because in regards to shooting, like movies and all that, Atlanta is cheaper and North Carolina is cheaper than LA, which is where a lot of, like, if you fly into North Carolina, when you walk through the airport, you see all the movies that were made, and you're like, holy shit, like all these. And then everyone knows if there's like a Hunger Games scene, you're shooting that in Atlanta. I even think, I could be wrong, but I think Stranger Things was shot in the woods of Atlanta.
I mean, there's a ton.
Yeah. So, yeah,
In Atlanta,
California is, I mean, it's a whole different animal.
We'll
they're
see.
fucking up.
Yeah, we'll see.
So, all right, so on to...
I just want to be able to cook my own Korean barbecue.
Man, I'm just trying to get the fuck out the house, man. Come on,
I
man.
know.
I'm ready to, like...
Where you want to go?
Listen,
Where's place you going?
We got tacos.
Yo,
on
does Las
Tuesday.
Vegas seem overrated now?
Huh?
Hot take. Does Las Vegas seem overrated now?
Without the club, yeah.
Yeah, like just to go, like if you wanted to just go and just have fun with your girl.
I'm not,
Like,
I'm not going to
massage.
Vegas.
I'm not going to Vegas.
Even if we were wide open, I'm like, I'm not going to Vegas.
Peace
to
and
have
quiet.
fun.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? I'm not going to
Well,
Vegas.
I mean,
Yeah.
what do you mean? Like, is it, in what
Okay, so
sense is it overrated?
I'm thinking about this as I go. I go to Tahoe with Sam, and it's because we're just going there just to go on a weekend long date.
Yeah.
Just enjoy whatever Tahoe has to offer. Are you going to Vegas to enjoy what Vegas has to offer
You go to Vegas if you're single, bro.
Right now, you mean? Like,
right now?
right
With your
now,
boys.
is Vegas open?
Respectfully.
Yeah,
Is Vegas is open?
casinos are open, and
I
all
mean, I think that's what everyone is trying to do, because if you are in LA, if you're in Cali, we've been in lockdown for 6 months, longer than that now, I think, right? So anywhere, like you said, you went to Lake Tahoe just to get out and offer what they're, because their Lake Tahoe is a little bit open than Los Angeles is.
Yeah, a
You know
little
what
bit more
I'm
of an outdoor experience. But,
Exactly.
but what Vegas has to offer is like there are no outside of what's that place in China? I forgot. Vegas has the best hotels.
saying? Yeah.
Okay, like the cleanest.
Macau?
Macau's hotels are arguably better than Vegas. But outside of Macau, Vegas has the nicest hotels. You can walk up and down that strip and just appreciate the architecture and all that. Are you going to Vegas for that? Because you think about where else you would go to Cancun to get massages. I know they have a beach, but you would go whenever
brother.
you go on a trip with a girl. You have you get massages and whatnot.
Yeah.
Burke Williams is down the street, dog.
Yeah,
you
for
gotta
real.
go to Vegas.
But I'm saying, but
Burke Williams is closed.
I'm trying to
Also true.
I'm trying to shoot Vegas bail in regards to what does it still have anything to offer the average person?
Let me cut to it. You're tainted because you go to Vegas. You were going to Vegas for the opportunity, like the opportunity to make good money, the opportunity to generate other income through other gigs and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you had to be there to network.
Yeah.
That's why you were there.
Well, no, I'm not trying to protect Vegas because even
I'm not saying to protect it. I'm just saying that
You just
in
have
the
a
sense of
tainted
it's-
point of view.
Vegas has always been what it is. It's just everybody consumes Vegas a different way. My parents will go there because of a buffet and the slot machines.
The slot machines, yeah.
Right? And rack up your points, right? That go somewhere.
But see, even right before, like within the last year or two, when I was going back to Vegas, it to me it wasn't the same because compared to when we were going back in 2012 or so, when we were out there, it felt like every month, and Sean was out there every weekend, I think.
Yeah, but you were Jimmy Butler. You were there for business.
Right, but even though I'm going within the last 2 years, I've been going back for business. It doesn't have the same thing. So it's like, okay, so I didn't look at Vegas like Vegas. It was just
because you were there by yourself. Vegas. Back then, you were rolling.
And you
with
don't
the crew.
drink, you don't gamble, you don't do none of that. Like, you don't do anything that Vegas has to offer.
Yeah.
Like I said, so.
But there was just more of an allure for me back then, even when I went by myself, because I did a lot of stuff by myself outside of Party Rock.
Yeah.
And I would stay out there until Party Rock.
I would love to go to Vegas. Let's fuck it. Let's go to Vegas. Let's go spend some money at the craps table. Play some blackjack. I love to gamble. We go get some drinks.
Me and Rell for sure blacked out and gambled.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That was recent.
We would definitely just go and just, have a good time and like you said, take up what the city has to offer. Absolutely. Like we would go there. It's just, I don't think because we're older, we just like, all right, 1 or 2 days and then we're good.
Right.
It's time to go home. We're not spending a whole week in Vegas.
Yeah. And to your point about going out there for business, again, within the last couple of years compared to 10 years ago, the rates dropped. So what we were getting paid,
which rates?
To DJ.
To DJ.
So what we were getting paid 10 years ago was like dope. That was something that you and you were DJing at the most popular.
But you don't think that has to do with your affiliation?
No, because I wasn't getting paid a lot to open for Red Food and do the marquee thing.
But
Food
you were
was paying
correlated to it.
Right. And so that's connected with fun. But in regards to paying, that's a whole, I think that's a different thing.
I think it has to do with more DJs being like in the scene, and a lot of people moved to Vegas, specifically DJs. So
I think that's why the rates dropped too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think that also has a big part of what happened.
Clubs are not open up in Vegas, right? Just like the lounges and shit, right? Or are the clubs actually open?
No, lounges are open.
I know, that's what I'm saying. The clubs are not open, but the lounges are.
No, clubs have
or they have like capacity
into sports bars or sports venues.
Okay. So
like Intrigue is now a sports like lounge.
Oh, dope.
And just to advance this conversation a little further, I'm looking forward to the reset because I think clubs were offering lower rates as we got closer to COVID. I'm not saying because of COVID because nobody knew, but they were offering lower rates. Once upon a time you would get paid, let's say $2,000 at a club. At this club, now you're being offered $500 before COVID.
Yeah.
So I think rates were dropping, and let's say Chicago, you can go out there and do 3 or 4 gigs and get paid $500 each gig, and for 3 or 4 days, and that's a successful weekend for some DJs, if maybe a lot, but it wasn't the big walk in and collect 2,000 like it used to be, because again, 10 years ago, a low rate was probably 1,000 to 1,500. And then some clubs you can go into live and get 2,500, or Studio Paris and get 2,500 plus hotel, food, and travel. So my point of all this is when there's a hard reset, I think some guys will be in a position to say, no, we're not, like, I know what I'm worth. And at some point I'm going to be able to say, I'm not doing that for 500. And I know we've gone back and forth with the rates on this show and multiple episodes, but I feel like when things open back up, we'll be able to make an attempt at resetting what our rate should be, as opposed to the 300 or 400.
You're saying as a community, or
as a community, local guys are going to get what they're going to get. Like I got asked if I wanted, because I told a friend I might be in Houston for Thanksgiving weekend, and I said, are they paying are they paying for traveling DJs yet? Because in the middle of COVID, rates shot back to normal, and there was talk of, I can probably get you 2,500 here. It's like, okay, it's a good test of the temperature. But I asked my friend, are they paying for traveling DJs? And he said, as of right now, they're only paying 400 or 500, which is the local rate. And you could probably stack that over a weekend and walk out with 1,500 or something. And I told him I'm good because that local rate is for the locals, and some guys probably really need that. for a number of reasons because of COVID and not working. So I'm good on that. But if they open up the budget to a traveling DJ and they want to create some sort of fuss or hype around it, let me know.
Yeah.
Because I know the
far
rates.
from that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At some point, you're going to be able to have that conversation. But for a while, it's probably going to be local rates. It just depends on, like, I'm not trying to throw names out there. Some of the biggest DJs that get paid the most, you think they're going to drop the rate to 500 just to DJ?
No, fuck
Not
no.
to 500, but they'll take them at a discount.
Yeah, they're definitely going to drop their rate, but
I don't
it
think
won't be to that level.
unless you're a big name, I don't think anybody's going to pay it. Until you're able to have 100% capacity and people
For sure.
economically are healthy
Yeah,
enough to continue to spend every weekend.
Exactly.
Like, how the fuck are we going to get to that point?
Mm-hmm.
What people are realizing right now is typically in many businesses, when you're put in this position again in the corner and you got to figure out, all right, how do I get my overhead all the way the fuck down and still be able to generate enough money? Sometimes that actually creates a larger percentage of profit. Now your revenue is going to be way down, right? Like, so real quick example, if on a normal month, somebody, a business is doing $500,000 a month, right? And then their gross profit margin is 20%. So that means that's 100K, right? And then that's off expenses, overhead, whatever. And then, you get to your net and just call it's half of your gross profit margin. So it's 10K. 50K is your net, right? But then if you now are operating at 20% of your normal thing, right? So now you're only making 100K, but your gross profit margin is now 35%, right? So now you're taking home 35K. And if you're taking half of that as a net, you're actually making more money doing that amount than you are the 500K.
And you're putting the least amount of effort into it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also think that there are going to be guys.
Hopefully I did that math right on top because I was kind of
Just off the
breezed
top,
through it.
yeah.
But yeah, everybody.
We got it.
I also think there are going to be club owners who want to flex on the competition. So like we've seen in Atlantic City.
The flex is being open, Joe.
Huh?
The flex is being open.
What do you mean?
That's the flex.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying when everyone's open and let's say we're back at 100% and some guys will be like, no, I'm just going to be conservative with my money and only pay the local guy. There's going to be some guys saying, oh yeah, well, we're going to bring in such and such is going to say, no, unless you can pay this amount, I'm not going to go. Because it's a business of flexing. It's a business of egos. Like, again, to my point of Atlantic City, they would way overpay for this guy just to get him out of the hands of that club. Ego. I mean, when shit opens up, it's gonna be, I think for some clubs, it's gonna be a sprint. Oh, they're doing okay. Well, let's do this. Let's make a big fuss about this. Like it's gonna be a hard sprint to who's doing the most and who's doing, just as much as they can.
I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a steady pace because everybody's going to be playing catch up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To a point where it's like, we don't even have the funds to even pay what we would want to do. You know what I'm saying right now? So we got to we got to act like the turtle right now. We can't be the hare. We got to be the turtle right now. You know what I'm saying? I think when we first open up.
Yeah.
And we don't know how we're going to open up.
Exactly.
Because I still think of Atlanta as like a dream that happened. And I'm like.
But then I'm hearing rumors.
Like, I
I'm
can't
hearing
believe
rumors
this is
that
real.
certain cities are going back down they're going back on lockdown.
Yeah.
From being open. Even if they were open at, 30 to 50%.
Yeah.
They're going back down on lockdown where it's just like, you can't dine in at restaurants anymore, even if they do have outdoor seating. Like, it's only takeout or delivery or, you know what I mean? Like, not saying that that's not here in LA because we already on that, but cities that have been open, I heard they're about to go back down on lockdown.
Well, I think it's interesting that I'm not going to say these clubs move the needle, but casino clubs were a big part of what you got outside of the casino clubs. If I said I spun at this club, and they're all popular clubs inside casinos, then you can create the argument that you should book me to the smaller cities and smaller areas. But those casino clubs are going to be the last to open. So I'm looking out to see how this works out because you don't have that. You probably won't have that Tao, that Dare, excess. You won't have those clubs to say, this is this is the top of the food chain or the best that you can do. And you can't really, it might be hard to get a gauge on what to charge and what to offer. Because a lot of guys will say, oh yeah, Tal's paying me or 10K or 5K, which gives the clubs an idea of what to pay the guy or what it's going to take to get him.
Yeah.
You know?
It don't matter. At the end of this, corporate gigs are going to be the wave, bro.
Yeah. Get your
kill
shit.
If they're not, because corporate gigs are already happening now, because you can do it with and do it within the guidelines that, you know what I'm saying, right now. So corporate gigs and these businesses, to Mike's point where he was explaining it earlier with the numbers, with companies and businesses being like, oh, we can cut our expenses, we can cut our overhead, we can cut all this stuff and still make if not the same profit, a larger profit.
Yeah.
So okay, it's not going to cost us much to put this event together for, you know, our workers or whatever, and be able to pay the corporate DJ the amount, if not more, than what they're asking for. So I think corporate gigs are going to be the way to go right now. I mean, at the earlier stages at this.
I thought about that too, and I agree because they'll have the budget.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Before the clubs
will have budgets, you know what I'm saying? Because
organized.
clubs, you still have to rely on people to come in and spend money.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And think about all the people who've been out of work for months.
Corporations put aside a budget for that.
Exactly. So.
And I think in the $500,000 for it, I've been thinking about it. I think you net 25K, and then in the second one, 17.5K. So you do make a little more money in the example, but less risk.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, moving on. That was good. That was fun. Pick one. Back to our pick one segment.
Oh man, here we go. Are you ready?
Well, last time we talked about this, again, DJs were leaving comments saying, "Nah, this guy got to go. That guy got to go. Fuck that guy. I hate him."
That's fine. You know, it's all an opinion.
Yeah, no, and that's great. That's great. That's why we do this. So, all right, pick one. First album, Sean, you don't have to weigh in on this.
No, he does have to weigh on it. Why has he got a mic?
First albums from J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake.
No, I thought we said them as artists in general, not albums. We just saying.
Oh, I thought we were saying first albums got to go.
No. We saying artists.
Oh, okay, artists.
The whole catalog, them as a whole, one of them's got to go.
Yeah. Okay.
So who are the three again? Cole,
Kendrick, and Drake. One's got to go. God damn it.
Cole for me. I'm sorry. I love Cole. I love J. Cole.
No Night Train.
Night Train would say Cole. I think I asked that question. And he said Cole gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, listen, why Cole?
Drake, come on, man. And out of those three, Drake is the GOAT, man. Like you're missing. If I'm talking about DJ perspective, right? Let's speak from DJ's perspective. Okay. Out of all those three artists, how many Cole records are you playing in the night?
Yeah.
Shit, technically, how many Kendrick Cole records are you playing in the night? But you can play. You can play All Right. You can play King Kunta. Like you can play some Kendrick tracks that'll, you know, still get the.
Yeah.
Half of your library is Drake. Half of your library is Drake. If you're doing a 2-hour set, you're going to play at least 30 minutes of Drake. Not saying you're doing it back to back, but if you add up all the minutes that you're playing Drake songs, it's going to be a solid it's going to be a quarter of your set, is what I'm saying. No way we getting rid of Drake. Kendrick is just Kendrick. What Kendrick does, I think what Kendrick does, and not to take away what Cole does as well, not only what Kendrick does on record, but what he does behind the scenes and off record, what he does for his community, a lot of shit that he does and he's got his hands into, and it's just crazy. Like, I mean, I'm not taking Kendrick. Kendrick is fucking beastly. Like, probably one, if not one of the best artists of our time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You know, without taking out the OGs like the Jays and the Ice Cubes and all those guys or whatever. But Kendrick Cole is great. Cole is up there. That's the reason why he's in the conversation.
Yeah.
But he ain't Kendrick or Drake.
All right, Sean.
I say that with all due respect.
I guess I'm gonna have to say the same, J. Cole, but I really don't want to.
No, nobody wants to.
The only reason why I give J. Cole a little bit more of a leg up is because he produces. And people really forget that. He produces a lot of his music. May not be the best thing for him, you know, maybe that's why people think he's quote unquote boring or whatever. But I appreciate that about him because it's not a lot of artists that can, multifaceted like that.
Yeah.
Mike?
I'm saying.
I'm saying Cole.
I'm echoing the same.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Drake. Less toxicity in the world.
What? Life ain't fun without toxic. What are you talking about?
Bro, we got enough issues on our hands.
Shit.
We don't need Drake out here inspiring people to be toxic
Sam
with
no
his
Drake?
lyrics. Huh?
Sam no Drake?
The Sam no Drake.
Uh-oh.
She went to a Drake and Future concert and she said, I felt like he was talking to me. I felt like Future was talking to me. And I said, yeah, but I was trying to play Dirty Sprite for you the other day on this car ride and you said this shit's too toxic for you, but you're over here at the concert.
Talking about they talking to me.
They talking directly to me. He's speaking to me.
Okay, just picture a world without Drake.
I can't.
Okay.
You can't.
No.
You literally cannot.
No, it's tough, but I'm gonna go with Drake.
You just saying Drake to go against the curve right now. That's
I'm trying to offer a different way of looking at it.
I can respect that. I can respect that.
None of this means shit, right?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to give you guys
Nobody
like,
told
sure,
you
we'd be fine. Like we'd be okay without Drake, right?
No.
Why are we that?
You saying
unoriginal?
in general? You saying in general?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Where do you think we would be musically
Yeah,
without
I don't
Drake?
know. I have no idea.
We don't know.
Yeah.
No clue. Because even if you think about the whole Drake and Kanye beef, it's more of a admiration type of beef. Like,
I thought they were beefing because he accused Drake of fucking Kim.
well, man,
Or Drake or Kanye gave Pusha the ammunition to go after him.
yeah, there's a lot of things being
then
thrown
the
around,
Kiki.
but you can tell that Kanye loves Drake
Yeah.
as an artist,
Yeah.
and he inspires him.
He said
Everybody
that.
does.
So yeah, exactly. So where would Kanye be without Drake?
Well, after Drake was never was the same.
Nothing was the same.
Nothing was the same.
And he just said that's
Best
his
album.
favorite album.
Best album.
That was his favorite.
That was his best album.
I mean,
All right, next one for our bottle poppers, for our DJs that play for bottle poppers. You know the significance of these 3 tracks, and may God be with you if you make a decision. If you choose to dare to make a decision,
Man, you have to make a decision.
one gotta go: Dreams and Nightmares, March Madness, and Faneto. Mickey,
For me, it's March Madness.
what?
it gotta go.
Well, yeah, because Faneto will kill me. I'm a dog from Chicago. He's a little aggressive. I'm thinking of
He'll pull
safety.
up.
Future might take my girl. That's about it.
Yeah, she did go to
And
Toronto.
then Dreams and Nightmares is Dreams and Nightmares. There's never been so much confetti thrown at during the song in my lifetime.
And napkins.
Napkins. There's never been that many napkins thrown at one time.
I gotta say, I would have to get rid of Faneto because I feel like March Madness and
Don't die.
Dreams and Nightmares are more universal. Like you can go to a spot and play that shit. Those 2 tracks anywhere and they're gonna go off. You could play Faneto and it might scare some people.
Everyone.
100%. That's
You
why I
know what
like
I'm saying?
it.
Like,
Oh,
well,
this
yeah,
shit.
100%. That's why I love that shit. Out of all 3 of them, that's probably my favorite track. But if I'm saying realistically, one's got to go because you painted the scenario. We're in the club, you playing whatever. Think about the different clubs that you spin at, the different types of clubs, the different type of vibes that you provide, whatever. You can play March Madness and let's take Vegas. We were talking about Vegas,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not saying Dre's, right? I'm not saying Dre's. Let's say XS, for example.
That's the whole point of this
Well,
conversation.
what I'm
I think.
saying is, let's say
I hear what you're saying. I'm
Here's
with
the
you
thing,
on that.
right? Let's say we at XS somewhere, right? We at XS or something like that, and you want to get into the hip hop bag. You got, your promoter, whoever says, listen, you got 20 minutes. you got 20 minutes in this hip hop bag, and then you gotta get the fuck up out of it, right?
We need 20 minutes of bottle popping music.
Yeah, you 20 minutes, such and such just walked in the building, you know what I mean? Like, give me 20, 30 minutes of it and then get the fuck up out of it,
Yeah.
right? Those 2 tracks, are you playing Faneto in that scenario? Even though you got the green light to play, that bottle service stuff, are you playing that track?
I don't even think I remember Faneto being played at Dre's, to be honest with you. I feel like that's really aggressive. Like somebody's telling you, like, hey,
That's you getting pulled. That's a track that you're borderline. You
Oh
can
no,
get pulled.
anywhere
off
but
of.
Dre's, yeah, you're getting pulled.
You getting pulled playing some shit like that, right? March Madness,
Unless
Future,
you're like Diplo or something, and then
Meek
you're
Mill's
innovative.
Dreams and Nightmare. Like
You're on top of the culture.
that's what I'm saying. That's the only reason I love Faneto.
No
Faneto
disrespect to
come on,
Diplo, friend of the show.
Faneto come on. I'm
heard
lighting
it.
the blunt. It's about to be problems in here. Like
All right,
I
all
love
right.
that song.
Sean, what you got?
Oh man, that's yeah. I will. Nah, you know what? Dreams and Nightmares is gone for me.
Wow.
Only reason why is
Go
just
for it.
because.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Hold on.
Moderate this shit. Moderate this motherfucker. Delete him. I'll edit the video. It's fine.
I love it. Why? Why? Let's get into it. Let's talk about it.
Only reason why I say that is because I'm personally tired of that song. That's just me.
Okay.
I get it. I see
Sean
it.
has a DJ for a crowd.
That's true.
I have
Look,
not-
man, there's
But he's
no-
he's
I have
a
DJ'd
he's
out
a club
once.
goer. He's a club
Yeah.
goer.
No,
So he sees what it is.
I'm comedy style. My
Yeah,
bad.
and our audience doesn't know. Like
It's comedy style.
Sean knows enough about DJing and how to move a crowd to be
he
a
stood on
DJ.
many
Like
couches.
we've been DJing for like 12,
I see what you
14
did
years. He's been right there with us the whole way. So he gets
Yeah,
it. So you just heard enough of it.
Yeah, I mean it might be if I'm in Miami for the first time because I've never been, it might be different. Might be different in Miami, but
Yeah.
in LA, do I want to hear that? No, I'm good.
I played Dreams and Nightmares at Dare, and I said this in my whatever post. I never seen so many white people go crazy to Dreams and Nightmares. I played Faneto in Milwaukee, and I understand it's like an hour
You
from
almost got-
Chicago.
Yeah, you're close to each of the birth of each song.
And I know. And they were going buck wild for it. And everywhere I
terrible
played,
stories. Those are terrible examples.
no, these are my connections with the
It's
song.
like playing,
my
it's like
decision,
playing
bro.
Mike Posner in North Carolina.
We all have a story. We all got a story with our
Cooler Than Me went hard in Durham.
and I wouldn't get rid of it if I had that experience. But I have never, from whatever, LA to wherever I've DJ'd, I've never gotten those reactions with March Madness, even though you would think it would get that kind of reaction because it's March Madness. And maybe I'm not playing it for the right crowds. But again, this is a hard pick.
Yeah,
And because I had those experiences that I'll never forget, I'm rolling with those two and
You know what?
getting rid of March
You
Madness.
know what? If you was like a real mic work type of DJ, I think March Madness will have a bigger effect because the people that play it, that's what they do. They get it hyped. They playing that intro.
You play, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
That vibe
always
coming
drop
in,
it from
bro.
that bar there.
Yeah.
And then I'll start it from the beginning.
And that's
Oh
another
my
thing.
God.
If I were a bottle
Oh
popper,
my God, I'm ready to go outside, man. Let's go.
Put your phone with the light up, yo.
and I understand if I were a bottle popper or if I've seen bottle poppers, I would much rather pop to March Madness than Faneto.
Yeah, no.
Okay. No, because to me it's like it's a laid back, like it's
Yeah.
turn up, but it's also laid back,
Right,
like in your zone.
Okay.
Faneto, you want to fuck some shit up.
I hear what you're saying, and if I'm speaking for me personally.
Give me that bottle.
You
motherfucker.
put Faneto on?
I don't see that as much as I see March Madness. Bang,
Okay,
bang.
I'll say
That's
this.
what I smoke.
is you? Who the fuck is you?
Yeah, see, you hype
going.
right now.
Keep going.
Can't like, come on. But you know every word to it.
I picked it. I picked it to stick around.
I could see ordering bottles to March Madness.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
Faneto, the drink is poured.
Sure.
That's where you're at.
Now you putting the drink down.
You drinking it straight from the bottle.
Yeah.
No. It's
Yeah.
The March Madness, I'm swaying. Faneto, I'm getting hyped to it. I'm throwing this bottle across the room at the other broke ass table.
dreams and nightmares. You're going like this. Hey, hey,
You ready?
Hey,
You ready?
Yes.
Y'all ready?
Yes, absolutely. We need to go outside.
Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, we gotta
Let's
get
go
outside,
outside.
man. I'm trying.
Let's throw a
I
party
need to-
here.
I need to hear those songs back to back.
Let's throw a party here,
3
Joe.
back to back. Man, listen. Yeah, I mean,
invite only.
I think those are 3 hard songs to be like, yo, you gotta get one. You gotta get rid of one. You can't ever play one of them ever again, especially if you're doing hip hop clubs. You know what I mean? Like,
You know, a DJ, and I'm being petty, but a DJ, I posted a video of the Faneto, and a DJ said, "Yo, you got to hit him with the remix."
Nah.
And the way I took that was, stop flexing on me. You trying to flex on me right now? Like I like okay,
Who's on the remix?
Relax, yeah. Like I because at that point I hadn't heard the remix, but I took it as you're trying to flex. You're trying to sun me right now, and I'm not for that. So
Yeah.
leave me alone. You
Fuck
know.
out the booth.
But I like. But I get it. If I were to like pull my shield down, I'd be like, oh no, I could have in my head responded to that better. But yeah, no disrespect to that guy, but that's how I took that.
Stop telling
but
the DJ.
you know when DJs, oh no, you got to play this version. No, chill. Okay, this one works fine.
Yeah.
It makes people spend money. Don't be an asshole.
Okay, I Need a Girl part 2.
Part 2.
Wait,
Yeah,
what's part 1? That's the
Usher.
guitar one?
No, part 2 is with the guitar. Part 2, we moved on. Fuck that bitch. We moved on.
No, there's
Part 1, it's
I Need a Girl. It's
It's with Usher. He's wooing her. He's trying to.
That's the one, right?
Yeah, with Usher. He's
Okay.
trying to
Yeah,
like.
part 2.
He's letting her know I like
part
it. Part
2 is the
2,
guitar
yeah.
joint.
he kicked her to the curb.
Yeah, that's the vibe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Part 2.
Yeah, part 2.
Yeah,
Off
part
rip.
2. Part
Like,
2.
part 2.
Yeah.
Part T.
Balloon, man. Loon.
Yeah.
Tulum?
No, Loon.
Loon.
Oh, Loon.
Loon.
Yeah.
On the yeah, part.
Yeah.
E-bike.
Yeah.
Dig it
And
out.
Mario was on that one.
All right. So yeah, DJs, hit us up with your answers because it's always fun to hear what DJs have to say, and I know they have their own personal
They
experiences.
gonna be like,
that
I
they
don't play
attach.
neither one of those songs.
I never can.
EDM guys, just keep it moving.
Any boys at home, Googling.
Oh, come on. God
Love you,
damn
Eddie.
it.
And your hair.
That's your guy. You know, that's how I know how close you are. You don't talk like that to someone unless you have a really close
Hey,
relationship.
we're tight. It's good.
Yeah,
It's
that's
all
how
love.
that's how much you love him.
Fucking making
All right, so moving on. Beatsource posted a migration video of getting your playlist from Spotify or whatever else you have a playlist on to your Beatsource. And there's two different ways you can do it, or it's two different platforms you can use, or third parties, I guess. Tune My Music and Soundees with 2 I's. Tune My Music is free and will transfer multiple playlists at once. You can pay premium plan to keep synchronization across all platforms. And again, Beatsource is still loading a lot of music to their platform. Some of those songs will not come up when you transfer the playlist. And Soundees, similar, for free, transfer the playlist, except you can only transfer one at a time as opposed to in batches. So for our nerds out there, our guys that want more information, Mojax posted a video on Beatsource breaking it down and showed you exactly how to do and where to go to get those platforms if you're interested. So yeah.
Go check them out.
Yeah, go check them out.
Beatsource,
And
always ahead of the curve.
in other news, DJ City related, Lil Jon, it's Thursday. He will be doing his first Mixcloud stream on DJ City's platform,
Nice.
which is one of many. He's going to do weekly for DJ City on Saturdays. I'm not sure on what time, but by the time you hear this, he will already done one. So look out for those every Saturday. You know, Lil Jon's a big personality. He's a big deep fan of DJing. I mean, he's been DJing longer than producing. And he's got a ton of great stories and his energy. So check that out on DJ City's Mixcloud. We had another earthquake. Let's quickly talk about that because immediately what LA people do is go to Twitter and talk about their experience. Oh, I was this, I was that. I was in the middle of working on a remix, and as soon as that shit rumbled, I immediately hit Command Save. So just in case shit were to hit the fan.
You
Took a
thought
roll.
your
Did you look for
remix?
Sam?
You thought your remix caused the earthquake?
No, we weren't there yet. I didn't add all the plugins.
Yeah, okay.
But initially, once again, I thought my initial reaction was truck rolling by. And then it progressed. I said, nope, Command Save. That's an earthquake. 4.8.
What was your next step?
You went to Twitter.
I waited for. I just made sure that the screen wasn't going to fall on my laptop. When everything chilled out,
So laptop first, girlfriend second.
when everything chilled out, I went to the room.
Laptop first, dog second. Girlfriend.
I went to the room. She was working out and she was okay and
Okay, all right.
whatever. She was in the middle of her workout, so that was that. Rell, what was your experience? Were you awake?
Wifey and I were actually laid on the couch, and she's her and the dogs all at the same time said, she said, babe. I said, come on, man, it's an earthquake. Like, this ain't your first one. You hitting me mad hard as shit.
This
Like,
ain't
you
your
don't
first
box. Yeah. We were sitting on the couch. It was crazy. But, we were talking about it, and I felt like the one we recently had prior to this one was
It was
bigger.
stronger.
It was stronger,
for
right?
sure.
Yeah.
No, it was like I mean, it definitely was on the scale stronger, but it was much more rough and rugged. It was very rigid.
And there was aftershocks with that one.
Yeah.
This one, we didn't have any aftershocks.
No.
This was a little bit more of a roll, like a hard roll.
Yeah.
I felt this one way worse than the last one.
But it was centered by you, closer to you than it was to us.
Was it?
It was San Gabriel Valley.
Oh,
closer
okay.
to
that explains it a little bit.
Yeah. I didn't know that.
But I'm in the top floor of a building, and so
Oh
like,
yeah, you definitely felt that shit.
it's a different kind of like. I'm not gonna call it a fear, right?
Is
but
it
like,
more of like a
Like
dog,
being in the waterbed.
I mean, I don't know. I thought something hit the building. Like, it was like one of those where it's just like, and you're like, okay, all right, well, that's fun. And I'm just like, call my girl, make sure she's good.
Of course.
I got
Sean?
no animals to keep
Erica's still
alive.
getting used to this.
I was gonna say
she's losing her
It's her
shit.
second one in
Was she-
6
wait,
months.
I'm ready to go. Yeah, she said, I'm ready to leave. We can leave now.
Nope.
Erica, how long
said,
has
"I'm ready
Erica
to
lived
move."
out now? 4 months? 5
It's been
months?
6 months.
Okay, so she's averaging one earthquake every
Bro.
3 months.
Yeah, they
She's
got here
over
right
it.
before the pandemic
Sean
started.
has sent us a picture of all the car packed up with bags and shit.
Sorry, guys.
I ain't going.
You ain't taking
Fuck
me.
that. I ain't going.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was fun.
But it was we saw a lot of great stuff on
Great content.
Leslie had to have the best one.
She did.
Her
Bella had a
immediate
funny
react. Bella was holding her shoulders.
Bella was hilarious. She
Bella
loved
was holding her
herself.
arms and shoulders and was like, oh, just didn't know what to do. It was funny.
Portrait style.
Leslie just bolted out of the room.
Leslie ran so fast.
And then the funniest meme I saw after that was like someone playing the ice cream truck, dun, 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 dun. and then of course Leslie bolts when she hears it, because that's what we did as kids. We bolted to the ice cream truck
Ice cream truck
because we
kids.
heard those jingles. But yeah, we're good. Just another day in LA. Forest fires, mountain fires, earthquakes.
2020, keep slapping us, man.
I got to shout out my guy DJ Sleek also, and his girlfriend
Sleek,
and his wife.
Yeah.
They were recording a podcast themselves.
Oh yeah,
His place started shaking.
I definitely wanted, like, after it was done, I was like, all right, you go to Twitter, you see what's what. But then I saw, oh, some people were twitching during this. I want to see the replays on the Twitch.
Yeah, I definitely did, because I went to whose Twitch did I go to? Fuck, I can't remember now. I went to somebody's and they were talking about it and they were like low key shook and they were like, "What the fuck?"
Did you see what
I think they shut it down after it. They were like, "All right,
Yeah, you know what? I'm good. Did you Dre Sinatra in the first?
The first one, yeah, I seen it. He was just like,
yeah.
a little
I
crumbly.
feel that real crumbly.
Real crumbly.
All right, guys, Mickey wanted us to do something. He wanted us to open our Explorer page on Instagram and see what comes up. And what was the whole point of this again? Just to see where our heads at, where our interests are.
Whoa.
Yeah, if you've seen the Social Dilemma, which Rell is the only person that hasn't seen it yet.
Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
You haven't seen it?
It's
I still haven't seen
you
it.
already know, but the way they put a visual to it
Yeah,
makes you understand a little bit more, or
Got
just grasp it a little better, I guess.
yeah. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it by the end of this week.
Yeah, definitely something to watch with wifey.
Well, and it's funny because I had a conversation with somebody recently, and they were just talking about gathering data, and they were saying that the moment you click on something, it's your fingerprint is on it, right?
Right.
And so, I mean, Social Dilemma takes us to the point where, like, even the motion of you refreshing something goes back to the mental state of like a pinball machine,
A slot machine.
a slot machine. You're like, what am I gonna see the next time that I refresh this?
And that is mind blowing.
Which is crazy because it just builds these natural habits, and the way that they like ping you or send you, serve you an ad or tell you were tagged in something, is kind of funny.
Have you guys seen the ad for green screen yet?
No, we
Oh,
tried
okay.
it.
Anybody see that?
Nah,
It
not yet.
didn't work.
Now, you know
Um,
what's crazy though? You know what's gone? The Phantom Vibrate. I used to put my phone in my pocket back when we was rocking Blackberries.
Yeah.
And it used to happen all the time. It would drive me insane. I literally remember seeing an article
I never heard
in the
of that.
newspaper about
Yeah.
it. And then I was like, all right, I'm just not going to put my phone in my pocket. Fast forward to now, it doesn't happen anymore,
Because
So
your phone's always in your hand.
Right.
That's
Which is
funny.
even worse.
Mickey, Kanye had a tweet about wearing. Tell me about that again. Kanye
So we're
was
not
wearing
looking at the
Nikes.
Explorer pages?
Oh, did you want to see what was on? I mean, so let me just get this up. Typically,
Joe's is all hoes.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. I never
never
go to my Explore page, but I see what's on there initially when I go to search someone, but I never search through my Explore page to just look for shit or see what's popping. And I can't tell you a number of times where there are half naked women on my Explorer page, but I don't like the only woman I follow that's half naked is Luxy Boo.
Have you clicked on anything?
You know what?
I double tap hers and Sam. No, but like I tell Sam, like I don't even look at her. She's like, to me, she's one of the guys. To me, she's always been one of the guys. So it's just like, all right, I'm supporting her. Cool. And she knows that. So as long as she knows, that's all that matters. But regardless, is one girl gonna flood my Explore page with a bunch of? Okay,
No,
so
it shouldn't.
why?
So why?
Look, okay,
Yeah,
so look right
explain
now. There's
more to
none.
us.
Look, there's none. There's Tyler Hero in high school. There's a car. There's basketball. Like you don't see any half naked girls,
Yeah,
right?
She's got a lot of random shit.
Right?
Oh, I saw a girl.
Okay, well, okay. She's not half. Yeah, she is.
Yeah, exactly. Wait for the picture.
But okay, there's two. But look at everything else around it though. It's shoes, it's cars, it's random. This guy,
It's the
Mr.
other shit you're
Bean.
interested in.
Huh?
It's the other shit you're interested in.
He said she's not
No, I don't
You know,
understand.
I don't know. Maybe this comes with the fact that you got an OnlyFans account too.
They targeting you.
No, this
You're
was
targeted.
way before OnlyFans.
Oh, so you've been watching hoes.
You've been watching those.
If that's how you want to paint this, if that's how you want to paint this,
I think mine's all sneakers.
let's see. Let's see.
Boxing and sneakers. Sneakers, boxing.
Oh, girl.
Where you see a girl at?
Two down right there in the middle.
Okay, that's a girl.
Girl.
Don't click on it.
See, you got just as much random shit as I do, and every once in a while there's a girl.
Sneakers. Boxing, football, sports. Sneakers.
I gotta stop following Luxy, but she fucking on my algorithm.
Really? Like, damn, bro, got a lot of sneakers right here. Shit.
All right, Mike, what we got?
I got hats, CDJs, basketball
You've been over
headlines.
here refreshing. He's like, no, that ain't it.
Mike was like, let me go like a bunch of shit right now. Go like a bunch
I got breakfast burritos. They clearly don't know me. I don't eat eggs.
All right, so we're a bunch of angels. Is that what you're saying? We're a
No.
bunch of angels?
There's one girl. Justin Bieber and his wife. There's another girl. Sneakers. Stephen A. Smith.
All right.
Tyler Hero.
Rashawn.
Yeah, I got Hero in high school getting punked and then
Kanye.
lighting them up.
Drake's dad.
No, we got to see this.
No, hey. This is right here. There's
see
some,
that
there's some
video.
hoes in this house.
There's some hoes in this. I know Sean got hoes
no,
on
here's
his.
the issue. No. Just like Joe said, I follow a couple homegirls that do their thing. So I
They
think,
push it on you
yeah,
because
just
sex sells.
what you gonna do?
Bullshit.
Not this
It doesn't- I mean, no, it doesn't matter
I
for me
think I
because
like
I
the
don't even
picture.
check that.
I mean, I'm supportive.
I'll support.
I'm supportive.
If that's what you're looking for, count me in.
Yeah. Fuck it. If I follow you, I'm gonna like it. Fuck it. Not everything.
Oh, you've
but-
been following.
Sounds like you can support small business for free by just clicking like.
doing the best I can.
I'm just out here.
All right, Kanye's tweet. What did he get into again?
So, all right. So, obviously, Kanye's been doing a bunch of maybe they're rants, maybe they're just him expressing. And there's a lot of good stuff happening,
Sure.
I think, on his end. Probably the one that was most largest effect. There's two, actually. But I'd say one of the larger ones was he said that Universal and he owns the masters to anybody he signed. And he was having a text with Elon Musk, of all people. And Elon told him it would be monumental if you gave up the masters to your artists. And so he did. Only
He
problem
told
is,
Elon Musk that?
he tweeted.
Wait, what does Elon Musk own?
Elon told him that.
Elon told him
You should.
you should.
What
give
music
up-
does Musk own?
Huh? Elon?
No, Kanye owns the masters to the
Elon
the
Musk is
artists that he
the creator of
signs.
Tesla.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. No. I thought you were saying
car.
that he was telling Elon as if Elon owns a catalog.
No,
No,
Elon was
Elon-
telling
Okay.
Kanye.
As an advisor,
Yeah.
friend,
Gotcha.
you know.
Gotcha.
And so
I just thought I missed something in the tech world.
he said,
Tech
"Who is
music
Elon?"
world. The Beatles?
you know, the car without gas. So, the guy that cost me some money this weekend.
I'm glad we didn't listen to you.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know what happened.
Well, it would have been good if you would have listened to me anyway. We'll get to that later.
But, okay.
But Elon told him it'd be monumental if you gave up the masters to the artists
And
that
he
you
did.
signed, and he did.
Awesome.
But he only owns 50%. So now he's trying to get Universal to give up the other
Other
50%.
50%, yeah.
And then now they're in a legal battle. So
Gotcha.
they'll figure that out.
Okay.
Part two. His whole thing is because he's such influential person or person of power, I would assume
Got a big voice.
big boy, right? Like when you think Kanye, you think the top of the top, and he's having conversations with people that we may never even know about.
Yeah.
And he said that he would not release a single release with Gap because he has a contract with the Gap to do a bunch of releases unless he was on the board. He said he wouldn't do anything with any label unless he was on the board. Then he took that to Adidas and he's like, I'm going to wear Jordans until I'm on the board of Adidas.
Wow. That's powerful.
Which is ballsy.
Yeah.
And he posted a picture of him
then
wearing
he posted a picture
something.
wearing Jordans.
Yeah.
And so for the sake of just transparency, I went on StockX and bought 10 pairs of the Jordan that he was wearing. Because
Great.
It's
there's
gonna
an
go
impact.
crazy. Yeah, he's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go crazy.
And the person that can do that, the only person I think that can do that, is Travis Scott right now, because I think he's looked up as like the guy when it comes to like footwear or just like a shift in culture.
Drake can.
He used to be Virgil until he only gave up $50.
He
So
fucked
now he's
himself.
not really that guy.
His shoes. Are
His
still selling out.
designs are still okay, but his Scion Mercedes-Benz is not. So beyond all that, Virgil doesn't have the same impact that he had a year ago or 2 years ago. And he's Kanye's son.
Well, let me ask you this from a creative standpoint.
Sure.
Okay. Let's talk about someone that owns, let's say McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's knows
He's an asshole.
by
I saw the
using
movie.
Travis
Ronald?
Scott,
No, that's
they
not
will
Michael Keaton.
reach out to his people, his community of fans.
Wait, McDonald's will reach out to Travis.
If McDonald's gets Travis Scott
Yeah.
on board,
Yep.
then they will tap into his fan base.
Yes.
Which could be people that really don't eat McDonald's. Maybe it is. I don't know.
Right.
But more people are going to buy McDonald's because of Travis Scott.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to get to is, does this mean all creators can just say, hey, if you want to use my influential power, I'm on the board? Can every creator create that argument?
No. Because you gotta understand if you're specifically talking about Kanye and Adidas, what Kanye did for Adidas is insane.
Yeah.
Bro, Michael Jordan and
So it's like
Nike.
Travis, Kanye, only a few of these people can actually do this.
But you have to understand what Kanye has already did for Adidas. That's why he's in the position to say, I want to be on the board. He can go to Gap and be like, listen, okay, we have this partnership now, right? Look what I did for Adidas. I want to be on the board. If I'm going to release something and understand that you're probably going to have the same response as Adidas did, I need to be on the board. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Travis has that, but not to the extent that Kanye does.
I don't. It's like Mickey probably know better than me, but it seems like Travis isn't interested in that right now in his career. Because
think he's probably
he's
moving in
just
that- I
young
think-
and getting money and
Yeah,
just
I wouldn't-
other
I
things
think
are on
he
his
wants to
mind.
either.
I think
like
he's
what was
moving-
was Kanye that you think Kanye would have been that interested?
I think he's moving in that
12,
direction.
15
though.
years ago?
I think he's moving in that
He
direction
was.
because he's
Yeah.
heavily influenced by Kanye. You know what I'm saying? So I think Travis is moving in that direction. We would explain why the fuck would Travis collab with McDonald's? Like, you know what I'm saying? But
Get the bag.
you know what I'm saying?
But he likes McDonald's.
But yeah, I mean, I guess so. But excuse me, Travis is still young.
That man's at Nobu.
Yeah,
He's not eating that quarter pounder
100%.
except for
But what I'm
commercials.
saying, for branding purposes, you think that helps? You think him collabing with McDonald's helps Travis's brand?
I think so.
You think so?
I think it puts him in a different light for other corporate companies.
Okay.
Corporate,
If you look
yeah,
at it like
I agree
that.
with that, but I don't
It
think
puts him on
helps
the
in any
radar
other way.
of other corporate
Well,
companies.
I'm saying as a young black man in this country right now, and you're collabing with probably one of the worst fast food chains.
Yeah.
And when I say worst, I mean it's bad for you to eat. Not
Right.
like they're obviously they're
unhealthy.
global. It's unhealthy. One of the
No
unhealthy.
disrespect to the fries. No
Yeah, yeah,
disrespect
but
to the
the-
fountain soda.
Yeah, absolutely, and no disrespect to the hotcakes.
Okay, Egg McMuffins, I'm with it.
Right.
All right, y'all niggas gonna name the whole fucking menu. Goddamn, McDonald's is okay then.
Right, yeah. But
What's your chicken nugget
what
sauce?
I'm saying is, what is the message that you're saying when, especially
Barbecue.
being a black man and in black people being known to have like high cholesterol, diabetes, etc., all this stuff.
Yeah.
How does that help how does that help him, his brand, as him being a young black man coming up? You know what I'm saying? I agree with Mike. It's for the bag. Like, I'm doing it for the bag.
Yeah, because
I'm
that's
not
something
thinking
you probably
about
don't want to be
anything else.
associated with.
It's
You
for
don't
the
want to get
bag.
the bag. Let me get the fuck
It's
out.
for the
Get
bag
that
and the
get out.
bag after that
Yeah,
bag.
exactly. What can come after that? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily think it helps his brand, but it does help him
Watch
put
him
himself in a position where he could be like, okay, now I could be in it. But I don't think Travis's impact with McDonald's is as heavily as Kanye and Adidas. What Kanye did for Adidas, like, they surpassed Nike at some point, at one point.
The difference is Kanye has a team and has developed original models and his colorways extensions through his segment. I think the problem is, and I don't think we'll disagree, but the sell-through of Kanye's program is, I would say, has to be the top tier of all of Adidas. What it's not is everywhere in the world and not at the volume of an Ultra Boost, a Stan Smith, just classic shoes that don't involve him. Does he have an impact? Absolutely.
But he definitely had an impact on Ultra Boost, though.
No. I'm not arguing that.
Yeah,
He was the first one. I mean, Triple White Ultra Boost 1.0s were hitting for $600-$700, $1,000.
When they restocked, I jumped on them shit so quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. And because it's just a clean, great performance looking shoe and it's lifestyle shoe. But at the same time, his program, I don't think justifies, and I could be wrong because I don't know the numbers, but I don't think it justifies him being on the board. Because I don't think people really understand on a business level what it takes to be on a board and who's on there and how they got there and why you're there. I can understand him being in a board meeting and contributing ideas and different things like that. But when you got CEOs, COOs, CMOs, and secretaries and everything else like that, and a CFO and whatever, like, okay, like, what's Kanye going to bring to this meeting that can't be brought to the CMO, right?
Hold on. Let me ask you this. Is Gap dying? Before Kanye, was Gap going down?
I don't know their financials.
Yeah.
But their stock was pretty healthy prior. It did go up, I think, like 20%.
Because prior to Kanye, I had heard it was like a very slow leak, very slow bleed. And they were closing stores down. I mean, I think they closed that one down in Northridge.
I mean, but think about it. Like, PacSun went bankrupt. And then
they rebranded.
Now I think they're at the top of all those stores.
So my point in asking that is, does it behoove the Gap to bring Kanye on? Because you are trying to constantly appeal to a specific demographic. Times change, things change, styles change.
And you have to adapt.
And you have to adapt. Why not bring this guy on board and let it last as long as it can last? Because I think a lot of those guys don't like to be told what to do. And they say, no, I know, I got my finger on the pulse of what's going on with fashion. And people are like, no, you don't. This guy does. Why not give him a stake, percentage or whatever, and allow him to make some decisions or provide some guidance?
Because the meetings that you're having, with the board meetings you're having, don't have anything to do with the fucking shit that's happening at the floor.
Like the design-wise and creative-wise.
Are fucking monumental company shifting things, not ideas like of what design or what direction or what color scheme. Like, it's not that. And he knows that. But I think what it is just like how Joe Budden preaches ownership. I think he just wants ownership. And
let me ask you this from the Joe Budden podcast. Let's say Kanye, this all goes well and Gap stock is up and they're making money and everything's well. Who owns the kingdom? The king or the man that built the kingdom? Who runs the kingdom?
Who runs
it? Who owns it?
That's two different questions.
Yeah.
Who owns?
The king.
The king.
Okay, who runs?
I mean, or you could argue the person that built it, but then you just go find somebody else to build it.
But do they have the same impact? Can they make the same? Do they have the same impact? That
Sign Travis Scott the same check.
True.
Assuming Travis Scott would take that check.
Assuming.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
Kanye, sign Drake.
Drake doesn't have that.
He don't. I wouldn't put him in that situation.
He's got leverage. He's got things, but you're not seeing. Let's just say this: the OVO stores have plenty of stock right now.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I just think that's just because Drake is not the.
Well, he's not a fashionable guy.
Yeah, he's not. He's not that. That creative.
Like, he dressed like a dad before he was a dad.
Yeah, you
no
have
disrespect to.
Do you think? Now I don't know
sweaters.
I don't know what the numbers are. Do you think what Kanye has brought to Adidas, like what the profit is that Kanye's revenue or element has brought to Adidas? Is it substantial enough for him to even be in that conversation of him being on the board?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think on a global level, what his program brings to the revenue wise brings to the table. Again, I think it sells the fastest, but I don't think it sells the most. Because although his goal is to have a Yeezy on every foot in the world, like I don't think anywhere outside of probably like the 25 states in the middle don't really like go looking for Yeezys like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if his name is on, if he can put out a shirt that's a basic YT, but if you know Kanye was but I'm saying if Kanye was on Gap and inspired that shirt, that's gonna sell more than like that shirt's gonna do numbers. And anything basic that he puts out, people are going, oh yeah, well Kanye's behind this. Oh yeah, I see it now.
Yeah, we're not denying that. I'm asking.
But that's what I'm saying. Just his name. He doesn't have to make a Yeezy type of thing. He doesn't have to make anything extravagant. It can just be a very basic thing with his name on it.
But look what Uniqlo and Cos did. Cos could do the same numbers that Kanye does.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He can put a product out and it's going to sell. You know what I mean? Regardless. But is it going to sell more? Or is it going to bring more to the table than what everything else Adidas has outside of Kanye?
And
Mick
think
was
about
saying.
what the bill that comes with Kanye and the responsibility with Kanye. Travis hasn't said shit except go get my fucking quarter pounder.
All he did was add bacon to
and
it.
Send us 5 different emails of different drops. That's all he's done. He hasn't said Cactus Jack about anything. And meanwhile, Kanye, you're like, oh my God, not even waking up. He could be up right now tweeting. You're like, what the fuck did he say while we were?
Well, I mean, to Kanye's defense, he's been with Adidas a lot longer than Travis has been with McDonald's. I feel like if that partnership continues on, you could possibly see Travis being like, yo, shit got to change around here. I need,
Well, Travis hasn't made an original model too. You don't know if he can sell that.
Yeah. I need. What's the Travis burger
listen,
looking like?
I just googled it. It says since Kanye joined, he's grossed quite a bit, about $2 billion.
Yeah.
So that's
now see
now,
how
is that
much.
more?
Hold on. See how much Adidas did in gross revenue last year. Then the same time that period that he did.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's
look,
what I'm saying.
He has an impact on.
I think I think he deserves to be in the conversation. I think him being on the board should be a conversation. Should he be on the board? Should he physically be on the board? I don't know. Again, we would have to know the numbers. We would have to know all the analytics and all that stuff.
If he wants to see it at the board meeting, I think that's one thing. If he wants to be on the board, I think that's a whole different thing that not a lot of people would even understand unless you're at a corporate level like that.
Well, moving forward, I think these guys, that's going to be in their pitch. Oh, you want me? Okay, well, this is what it's going to take. I know what I'm worth. I know what kind of impact I have before we sign anything, because that deal's already done, right? Now he's trying to get on the board and he's working within the contract to hold things up. But yeah, before we sign anything, this is what's going to happen. You're going to put me on the board.
Yeah.
And but this is great though for creatives, people that own their own stuff.
Nothing is guaranteed just because you have an impact on this company. If Travis was like, okay, I had this impact on McDonald's and Wendy's wants to sign him, doesn't mean he's going to have that same impact with Wendy's. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for them to say that. It's like Travis be like, look what I did. This was, I know I'm worth. But how do we know that you're going to have that same impact?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
True.
All right. Switching with Rell.
Oh.
Rell, what you got for us?
Man. What we do last night? Oh yeah, Sean said this was a good one. Oh man. Are we okay with our immediate family still being cool, friendly, having personal relationships with our exes? Are we cool with that? Are we okay with that? Now, let me paint this scenario.
Please.
You're not married, you don't have kids, because that's a whole different ballgame.
Absolutely.
If you have kids and all that, then that's your family. Like, you're not gonna not have a relationship, even if you guys are not together.
Yeah.
You don't have it. you could be you could have a long relationship. You know, you and Sam have been together for a minute, and you know, knock on wood, let's say one day you guys decided it's not working out for us. We're gonna go our separate ways. Are you cool with your brothers, your mom, your dad, your parents, you know, your godson? Now, it's hard because you've all rebuilt the relationship. Are you cool with them continuing? And I'm not just saying like, oh, a little check-in here and there. I'm talking about hanging out on a consistent basis, et cetera, all that stuff.
What's your answer?
Fuck no. But y'all know that.
Yeah.
I've experienced it.
Yeah.
So,
and you feel like
I've had
you wouldn't be able to bring your fiance around more often.
I've had issues with my siblings because of that. Like literally had issues. Like have had to sit down and have multiple conversations about it to the point where it's like, I don't give a fuck no more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. You don't do what you're going to do. I don't give a shit. And like, so
why not just bring your fiance too?
And unfortunately, what?
Why not just bring your fiance to the function where your ex is?
I do.
Oh, okay.
But what I'm saying is that's, regardless, we're all grown.
I guess it depends on how you break up.
Yeah, but it shouldn't matter though. You know what I'm saying? We're all grown and we can all be adults and we can all be cordial. That doesn't mean that it's not awkward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean that it's not weird. It's one thing if she's just a girl that I took down. Like I just slept with her. I bring my fiance around a bunch of those bitches because I'm cool with them.
Yeah.
Right? So, but you know what I'm saying? But it's not like we had a relationship. We shared something. You know what I'm saying? That's different. When those emotions are attached to it, then outside of like just the physical aspect of it, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So when you gotta bring your current, you know, fiance, wife, girlfriend into that element, into that atmosphere, it's awkward. Yeah. We're grown. We could be cordial. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely. That's 100%. But that doesn't mean that it's not awkward for everybody. For me, for her, for my ex. Like, even if I don't give a fuck about my ex, I'm sure that it's still awkward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying, are we okay with that? Now, I get it. There's people who be like, I don't give a fuck. Like, it is what it is. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, you know, I just think I was always raised like, if we broke up, you break up with my family too. Regardless of how cool you are with my family. Like, you break up with me, you break that. This is a package deal.
Yeah.
This ain't a Lucy. This is a whole carton of cigarettes.
Can't be a board member here.
Yeah, exactly, right? You ain't no creative. Right? So,
creating hell in my life.
Yeah, exactly. So I asked that question just to see what it is because I get, you know, I've experienced it where people be like, yo, what's up with that? I don't fucking know. Don't ask me. What the fuck are you asking me for?
If I knew, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Like,
all right.
How do you guys feel about it? Because you guys can have a different perspective on it.
Go ahead, Mike.
Fuck that.
But see, Mike's experienced it too to a certain extent.
I mean, can I say worse? Fuck, I don't know. I don't know if the people that I'm about to speak about, so I'm not going to say who it is. But like, I don't know if they watch this. I don't think so. But it was to the point to where so here's the tough part. When you get involved with the child, it gets very difficult.
Yeah.
And when you're there for that kid and the other person's selfish enough to say that that's a package deal, when you still want to be a help or assistance to the child.
Yeah.
And even though that's not my child by blood, you still want to be there for them because there's no other role model for them.
Male role model
to be specific, for this kid, you know, and going through some of the most significant parts of their lives. So that's the other part, is that my part of my friends or family, they're also not cold, right? Like I come from a really like loving, nice family. They're very in their faith, religion, everything else, trying to impact the world in their own ways. And so it's tough for them to just turn away from someone who might be doing worse than, let's say, how I'm doing or whatever. And so even though I'm the immediate family, you know, they look at them, and then if they're going through financial troubles, like they're helping them out. And like, these are all things I did not know about.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking rent getting paid.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
I'm talking tuition. Like I'm talking like,
Damn,
and
senor.
I found out way later when I was so tied up. Number one, still getting pressed by this person on the side. Like I'm talking like email threats. Like I'm talking like everything. You know, blocked from everything. But like
She gonna leak the sex tape?
there's no sex tapes.
that you know of.
But no, there's definitely no sex tapes.
She could have had a hidden camera
No,
somewhere.
man, no, probably had Nokias back then. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Worst case, they play with Snake. The other Snake.
Okay. Relax.
Sidekick, pixelated. I just looked like a blob at the time. Shit looked like Etch-a-Sketch. Anyway.
Oh, man.
Man looked like Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, man.
It's just a shadow.
Why she humping that shadow?
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
All right, that's crazy though. Yeah.
But I found all that shit out later, and then I'm in the middle of like, blocking her off of every single possible thing, or all that she could do is send a pigeon to like fucking getting addressed to me. So when I found that out, I felt a little betrayed. And
that's a great word.
It's
a great word.
But it's one of those things where it's like, how do you explain that to someone when they feel the pressure of like, if I leave this kid hanging, it's not about her, it's about the kid. So that's where it gets a little tricky.
Where's the loyalty?
I don't blame them, and I might not have been grown enough to just let it ride. And I might not have been in a strong enough relationship when all that was going down for me to like, take that in.
Yeah.
Right?
Your situation
and I
is
was being selfish.
Yeah, your situation is tougher because there's a child involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I feel the same because with Sam's dogs, I'm really connected with them. All right. No, but seriously,
Are you okay with it? Like, what's your perspective on it? Are you cool with it? Like,
well, in my own personal
Experience?
situation with Sam and my godson, they have a really strong bond, and so his parents aren't around because they chose other activities instead of him. So we adopted him.
yeah.
So because he has such a strong connection with her, if Sam and I were to break up, I'd be okay if he continued to see her for whatever reasons, because she's also a child, she's also a family therapist. Like that's her job.
Yeah.
So if she can continue to connect with the kid and keep him, if he listens to her, I have to not make it about me and make it about, because last thing he probably needs is another person that he loves to leave him.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that, because in my situation, I said that exact thing. My family member and I had the conversation about the things that were taking place, and I had said, if you had established a bond with my ex prior to us breaking up, I would have zero issues with it right now. But because that bond did not exist at the time we were together, and it was built afterwards,
there's a cutoff line.
I got a fucking problem with it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
The store was closed.
The store, what? It's after hours. Listen, you can't come here. Like,
register
You
and
got a
work it.
permit for
and
after
that's what
hours.
I'm saying. Like, where's the loyalty lie at? Where does the loyalty lie at? You know what I'm saying? At some point, it's just like, we cool.
Right.
We cool, but I gotta. So for example, my ex's brother, him and I were mad cool.
Yeah.
Mad cool. But out of respect, we said we like the only contact we saw with each other was, yo, happy birthday.
Yeah.
If we ran into each other in the streets, Sean and him were mad cool, so they were kind of like, whatever. And then if I see him, it like there was no like heated blood or anything like that. But him and I had established a bond with one another while I was in the relationship with his sister. So
wait, at the family functions that your sister throws, your ex had never like was overly happy and just trying to show out like while you were there with your fiance.
We're not gonna get into details, bro.
See that I would think your sisters would be like, I see what's going on and this is unacceptable. That's not it.
Come on, man. We talking the same thing. We saying the same thing, but that's not. And again, I would make excuses on being like, okay, maybe she's a different person than who she was when she was with me. but it don't matter.
Yeah, because girls be extra when they're around their ex and
it
the new
don't- it
girlfriend.
don't-
Like they
that
got
don't
show. I'm
matter.
super happy with that. I'm like, all right,
No,
chill
you're
out.
not. Anyway, so we're not gonna get into that. See, this one,
All right.
but you get what I'm saying. So that's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like you said that. Of course, if that bond is established while you guys are together, like you
Yeah.
said, there's no way I'm gonna be like, yo, you can't talk to that person. Like,
Sure.
no.
Did your sister have a conversation at all about you with that, or you just took it upon yourself
With what?
with her ex?
With
Wait, you're saying the ex? I'm sorry,
my ex and
the person you cut off the relationship with.
what do you,
The brother?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the brother.
Did we have a did me and my sister have a conversation
Yeah.
about it? No.
Hmm.
For what? There's nothing to talk about.
Right.
Mm.
You were
We
on the
did
same
it out
page.
of respect. We did it out of respect for his sister and me.
Yeah.
It's not
Like,
like
yo.
I'm doing you a solid, do me a solid. It's
Yeah,
not,
it's not
not
like
a
that.
favor for a favor.
We did it out of respect, and I was just like, yo, it's cool. Like again, we were cordial. It wasn't like, yo, fuck you or this, that, and the third. No, it wasn't nothing like that.
It's all good.
It was all good. We said it. We didn't chop. We didn't hang out. We didn't do anything. It was just, yo, happy birthday, happy birthday. I hope all is well. Blah blah blah. That was it.
That was it.
And that was and it stayed like that. And to this day, it's still like that. Me and him are cool. To this day, it was still like that. He's cool with my fiance. Like he met, we met. When he came to it, he ended up being at a spot that I was DJing at one time. And they met and they chopped it up. And then he would tell me, he's like, yo, how's wifey doing? She's mad cool, like blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's you can't be mad at that. Anyways,
Yeah.
Sean, how you feel about the situation?
Well, I agree with everything y'all said for the most part. I mean, shit, it's
What
the
you don't agree with?
circumstances, you know. But I mean, I brought this up to Rell. At a certain point in time, I want to
said
say
this
that.
about- he said this about me and you, but-
hold on. He didn't say what he said right now as far as like establishing a bond prior. So it's like, all right, maybe I can let it go. Not that I'm holding a grudge or anything.
So
but
that changes
Y'all
it?
was definitely still cool with that hoe.
But
I
we
mean,
was cool with
that
her.
young lady.
You
I'm
met
sorry.
that hoe because of us.
Oh, yeah, but that's
So last night in the stream, when we brought it up in the question, switching with Rell, when we brought the question up, I think you had checked out by then.
Yeah.
He had
For
said,
sure, I
he
would've
was like,
said
he was
so.
like, oh, he was like, Danger and Rell was still cool with one of my exes. And I was like, who are you talking about?
Yeah.
And he was just like, you know who I'm talking about. I'm just like, oh, I was like, wait a minute. You met her because of us. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, she
Yeah,
was
but
hanging, she
it
was
don't
hanging
matter.
around. She was hanging around, she was hanging around us and Sam and everybody.
Yeah.
And then we brought Sean around, and I'm just, they hit it off.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo.
they hit it off.
Man,
So,
The
We
funny
almost
thing
got
is,
shot.
the funny
We
thing
almost
is,
got shot for her ass, man. Fuck
yeah, we
that.
almost
funny
did get
thing is,
shot.
you two broken up and we're still throwing functions at that. And while playing Uno, taking digs at each other.
Yo, that shit was so hilarious, bro. It was really just
Still
like,
taking shots at each
you know
other.
what? We were probably doing that shit for our own entertainment. We were just
Probably.
been
We
like,
a bunch
yo,
of assholes
yo,
back
man, we was like, shit, man. How you think it's gonna be with them two in there? Like,
Oh my goodness.
All right. Hour 37 minutes. Globalization DJs. Yeah, we have Reckless
yeah,
from Philly. Shout out to him. And up next, we got Butch. I heard Butch's mix in advance, and I really enjoyed it. It's got a
Dope.
nice mix of everything, showcasing his range. So yeah, make sure you guys tune in Tuesday nights, Pitbull's Globalization, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
specific
And
daylight time.
Pacific Daylight, yeah. All right, and that's it for us.
Yep.